Time for what?
Time for what?
Experience in college.
Time for reinforcement.
Time for liftoff!
Where nothing is impossible unless you think it is impossible.
College.
My college scholarship.
Yes. Boom.
College ran by real fast.
You hung in with the best college.
First time for everything.
Well, what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Let's do this thing.
Genius, let's do this thing!
Welcome to the show, everyone. We are here in Riverside, California, and you may hear the noise in the back, but we're at the NCAA Division I women's volleyball team, and we are here for the game, but so much more. We're bringing you entertainment and knowledge, and we have here a UC Riverside student here, a Highlander, and she's going to introduce herself.
Hello, everybody. My name is Isabel Reyes, and I'm a second-year student at the University of California, Riverside, and I'm a chemistry major.
Now, how did I find you here? What are you doing here?
I'm actually working at the concession stand.
Okay, now is this a work-study program or just like, hey, I want to get some more green in my pocket?
It's kind of a both. This is my second job, and it's also under work-study. So I only work about 10 hours a week here, and it's just extra $150 every week.
Now, what is work-study?
So work-study program it's like when the school when you go to school at the university and you also work for the same university, you get granted work-study, but it's also for low-income students, low-income families that are also eligible for work-study, so that's how I'm here.
Well, you're dropping some gems for us, right? So for any seniors or any transfer students out there, fill out that FAFSA form, press yes to work-study.
Yes.
Not guaranteed, but you won't get it unless you click that box.
Yes.
So important, so important. So thank you for those gems of wisdom, but how did you find UC Riverside?
So as I said, I'm a chem major, and I always have wanted to go to med school, and UCR has a great med program, has a great chem department. I love chemistry, so that's how I ended up here at UCR.
Yeah, and I heard you have like 2 Nobel Prize professors over here. There's not only undergraduate, master's, PhD. It goes on and on and on. But some people may say, oh, but I heard those UCs, those intro classes are pretty big. True or false?
I have at least one lecture every term where I have about over 200 students in the room, as much as 300 to 400 students. So the class sizes here are pretty big, but at the same time, they do focus on smaller class sizes. So I also do have classes that only have about 10 to 18 students as well.
Okay, now are they mainly taught by professors or teachers' assistants?
So all of my lectures are taught by doctors of the field of the whatever. If I have a chem lecture, it's taught by a doctor in chemistry. If I have a physics lecture, taught by a doctor of physics. And those are all the lectures taught by doctors, professors. But the discussion classes and the SI classes, which are supplementary instruction classes, are taught by teachers' assistants.
So you got the brains of the brains.
Yes.
The best of the best.
Yes.
Now, what other schools were you considering before UC Riverside was lucky enough to get you?
Right. So to be honest, UCR wasn't the top of my list, or was not even second or third. It was actually last. And the reason why was because my top choice was UC Davis, but as I said, I did want to go into chemistry. I am in chemistry department, so chemistry major, and UC Davis was not offering a chemistry major. When I went in as a freshman, UC Davis didn't offer the chemistry department or chemistry major for me. I had to have already been a second, third, or fourth year student to get into the chem department. So because of that, I didn't go with UC Davis, even though I did get accepted. And then UC Berkeley, I got waitlisted, and then later I got waitlisted. But after visiting the campus, I just thought it wasn't for me. I visited UC Riverside's campus, and I just thought that this could be my next home. So without a doubt, I chose to go with UCR. And additionally, they do have a great chemistry program.
So it's really hard, right? Because there's so many different options that are out there, and it gets so confusing. So some people may have never heard of waitlist. What does that mean?
So a waitlist is a very scary term, and it's basically when you apply to a college, university, state college, or wherever school you desire, you apply, and you either get accepted, rejected, or waitlisted. So when you get waitlisted, it's basically they're thinking of, yeah, we want you to come to this school, but we don't have room for you at this moment. So as soon as we have room for you, you're able to get in, and that's where I was standing. Many students don't get off the wait list. Many students do get off the wait list, so it's really a 50-50 chance.
Do you know how lucky UC Riverside is to have you? Because you're hecka smart. Like, this is just on the spot podcast, no training, no nothing. It's just gems just pouring out of your brain. So what wisdom about that? Because I know so many students who will go to a school they rank on the top choice, but they didn't get into their major. And then because I'm so old, and I love being old, right? You gotta love your life. There'll be adults like, oh, did you ever follow your goals? Like, oh, but I never could get into that major and that. So you said this was your second home. How did you figure that out, if it is or it isn't?
So I knew right away that UC Riverside was going to be my second home because I do live 6 hours away. If you know the town San Jose, that's where I'm from. And when I first before even coming here, I was like, wow, I'm so far away from home. I don't know how it's going to be. But my first day here, every student, all the staff, the faculty, like, they were just so nice. The first day I went to my dorm, and this family came up to me and they're like, do you want to take a picture? Do you want me to take a picture of you in front of your dorm? And that's how I knew this would be my home, because it was just so nice, and I was just welcomed with open arms, and it was amazing.
No, I think UC Riverside, correct me if I'm wrong, is the most underestimated campus with the most potential. And there's data that supports that, right? It's ranked number 1 in the United States of America for social mobility, meaning where you started in life, you progress up that ladder in so many different ways. Why do you think that's true, that especially here from UC Riverside, than any other campus in the country?
I think UC Riverside, compared to any other campus anywhere, is that they're actually the most diverse campus. And I think that's amazing, because upon visiting other campuses, I did only see 1 or 2, 3 other races. And I know that's crazy to say, but here at UCR, it's just amazing people, all kinds of different people. It's just so great. And I think that's what puts UCR at number 1.
No, I heard about a lot of affinity groups. They established some of them in the 90s when other campuses were just, what's an affinity group, and other different programs regarding about that. Now, if you were in high school, knowing what you know now, what would be some gems of information you would tell them, both professionally, academically, and socially?
Personally, the number 1 thing is, do not get discouraged that I did not get into UC Davis, is basically what I would tell myself. But some other things, professionally, of course, work hard. However, unprofessionally, don't work too hard, because you will stress and burn yourself out. So always take time for your mental health. Do something that makes you happy. And additionally, if you go into the university or you go into your school with a certain goal in your head, such as to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a nurse, and you realize that that's too much for you, or it's too hard, or you just don't fall in love with the profession or the career path you chose while going into school, just switch it up. Do something different to make your life more better and to make you more happier overall.
Yeah, we forget to tell that to each other, right? Like, just be happy. Like, it's balance. It's not just one thing. It's, if anything, the one thing is you.
Yeah.
Right? There was a colleague that said, just make sure to prove them wrong.
Yes.
Right? If they're not going to show you any love, prove them wrong. It's like, oh, we messed up. Right? That's so important, so important. And then, since you're from the Bay Area, and we do have a lot of listeners for the Bay Area, or maybe we do actually have international listeners as well, too. What do you do here in Riverside, right? Just not as a student, but just as a person?
As a person, I would say I love going to the mall. There's a bunch of shopping centers around the school. In the next town over, there's just great stuff. But me personally, when I do have that free time, I love watching Netflix, just staying home in my pajamas, not getting ready, just being comfortable, I guess, in my apartment. But me, just being comfortable and hanging out with friends.
Now, you mentioned friends, so important in the college experience. It's over 20,000 just for the undergraduate, not including the graduate programs. If I'm new here, I'm the only person from my school here, how easy is it to make friends? Because like you said, some classes are 200, not all of them.
Yeah.
But the STEM tends to be that way. How to make friends here?
It's honestly way easier than you think. If you just go into Starbucks or any of the coffee shops here on campus, all you need to do is ask somebody if they would allow you to sit at their table, and 9 out of 10 times they're going to say yes, or they're going to say, yeah, but I'm studying. You can always study with them. But I'd say the number one thing to meet new people, make more friends, we have a lot of resource centers here on campus. We have a Latino resource center. We have African American programs. We have Chinese American programs. Every race for all the people. And if you're a white person and you want to go into the Mexican programs, you can. If you're a Mexican American student, you want to go into the African American programs, you can. You can make friends so easily, and that's mainly the main reason. That's the main way how.
That's beautiful. Now, one thing is for the parents or the students are like, I want my money after college. How have they hooked you up? Because they say they have career center, there's career fairs, internships. How have you experienced or seen older students experience it here at UC Riverside? Like internships, like is it really you have to be more proactive, find out it? Are there a lot of career fairs here, right?
So there's tons of pipeline programs that you can go into. So what I mean by that is, like I said, I do want to go to med school. So they have programs where it's like there's clubs, medical clubs you can join. You become very involved in that med program, and you meet a lot of connections that way, such as the president of that med club, of the medical club. You meet that president, and that president can refer you to this club. Then you get referred to working at this clinic, and then you can work at this hospital. And then from there, that's how you can move up one way. Another way, additionally, the job opportunities, internships. Every week, I believe they have career centers, depending on what your major is. So for instance, as I've said 1,000 times, I'm a chem major. This Saturday, they're having a conference that what you can do with your chemistry degree, so I would go to that. I will be going to that conference, and I would learn all the information that I can do with my degree. So if you're a biology major, sociology major, psychology, pharmacy, any of those majors, they have these conferences that you can go to. They have at least one of them every quarter, and you can just go to these conferences and learn what you can do as a career, and find out what you can do with your degree.
Just more and more and more.
Yeah, more and more. Yeah.
More and more and more. Love it.
Even if you already know what you're gonna do, don't skip out on those conferences.
Do not. So important about your resume building.
Yes.
And if you could change anything here at UC Riverside, what would you change?
Not making the school my top choice, I would say, because I was very discouraged when I didn't get into my top 1, 2, or 3 schools. But I would say that I wasted years not wanting to go to this school.
Oh, so Riverside has provided you everything. It was just more the own pain coming in here.
Basically.
You know, a couple of years ago, I had a panel of 7 students, and all 7 of them said this was not my first choice, but then right immediately said this was my best decision coming here. This is the best decision coming here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for all this wisdom and greatness that you provided. These gems are beautiful, and the world of chemistry is very lucky to have you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Till next time. Thank you for listening to our podcast. We really appreciate you taking the time out of your precious day to listen to us. So subscribe so that you could download this podcast wherever you may be. We're on so many different streaming devices, but also you can find out more information about College for All at college4all.com. We're also on Twitter at collegeforall.amv, Instagram collegeforall.amv, and more to come. Thank you and have an amazing day.